Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. We are continuing the reading of The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. We're on chapter 15, The Advancing Person. Let's dive in. This will most likely be part one. We'll split chapter 15 into two parts. We left off yesterday, of course, finishing off chapter 14, The Impression of Increase. If you missed any of the previous readings, all of the playlists are on YouTube. Let's dive in. Chapter 15, The Advanced Person. What I have said in the last chapter applies to the professional and the wage earner, as well as to a person who is engaged in mercantile business. No matter what your profession, if you can give increase of life to others and make them sensible of this gift, they will be attracted to you and you will get rich. It's because you are being fully yourself and you are expressing your gifts and talents and you are getting compensated in return. And then that person learns and it's a win-win-win-win. When we are able to serve and give and create of value, people pay us because it's a value. But then they get value and then they can go on and create on their own. And then it's just this beautiful circle of life where it's a give, receive, produce, consume, produce, all of that. Most of the time we're out of balance with that. And it's not to beat ourselves up, but it's just to know, okay, I need to recalibrate. I need to get back in balance. Am I consuming too much? Or am I producing too much and not consuming any? Am I giving and not receiving? Or am I just receiving and not giving and contributing? So he was just talking about no matter what, if you are a janitor or you are a CEO, do your best. What we've been talking about applies to how you show up and the energy you show up in if you're scrubbing toilets or you are, performing open heart surgery on somebody. It doesn't matter. How you approach one thing is how you approach everything. It's the energy you carry. You're the common denominator. So no matter what your profession, if you can give increase of life to others and make them sensible of this gift, they will be attracted to you and you will get rich. In all ways, just remember, of course, monetary riches, that's what we're talking about here, but that psychic income, that energetic, the health, the vibrancy, the energy, the creativity, rich in ideas, feeling wealthy and time. Ooh, time wealth. There's nothing like a free afternoon of doing nothing and, having an abundance of time. Ooh, that's good. Physicians who hold the vision of themselves as great and successful healers and who work toward the complete realization of that vision with faith and purpose will come into such close touch with the infinite that they will be phenomenally successful. Patients will come to them in throngs, and we see that all the time. No one has a greater opportunity to carry into effect the teachings of this book than the practitioner of medicine. It does not matter which of the various schools this practitioner may belong to, because the principle of healing is common to all of them and may be reached by all. The advancing person in medicine who holds to a clear mental image of success and who obeys the laws of faith, purpose, and gratitude will cure every curable cause undertaken, no matter what remedies may be used. It is like a sort of placebo. Like when you go to a doctor or a physician or a healer or a therapist who is confident and convicted in and in you, like I see everyone at their highest potential. I believe 100% in my clients, no matter who I'm working with. That is something because I'm human. And of course, when people come to me, sometimes I'm like, oh God, can I help them? Are they open to be helped? No, I picture them perfectly healed. But we're not taught that. We get caught up in the client's story, like especially when it comes to therapy. And I'm so grateful that I didn't really start practicing until later in, my 30s, but when you haven't lived enough life, and of course younger therapists can give perfect advice, right? But it's like when you are around someone who has faith, even if it's delusional faith, it's like think about, well, it's subjective. Like, let's say, for example, I'm ignorant when it comes to essential oils. I use essential oils. I love essential oils, but I know there's like a whole world of essential oils and healing properties and how to activate them and how to use them and what they're for and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I just love them and I use them, but I don't use them for medicinal purposes. But some people do and they know how to. But if you go to someone and you're like, really, does that stuff work? Or like crystals or stones or whatever. Most often, it's not the thing itself, it's our own belief and faith in it that activates it. Like, for example, rosaries, when you pray, prayer beads. Do they innately have something magical and mystical in them? No. But if that's the symbol that represents your faith, that's what helps. You know what I mean? You don't need the rosary to pray. Have the rosary. I have rosaries, right? Or prayer beads or whatever it is, or candles or crystals or essential oils. The medicine, he says, it does not matter what remedies are used. If it was hot stone therapy, aromatherapy, cupping, antibiotics, sugar pills, placebo, it doesn't matter. Reiki, energy healing, right? There's a lot of people who do modalities, but they're as effective as they believe themselves to be. I guess that was a long way of saying that. And you want to be around someone who fully believes their own remedies, even if it is like placebo, right? It's crazy because it's all about the energy of belief. And you know what? There's a really good book. I've spoken about it before. Dr. Joe Dispenza's The Becoming Supernatural. Such a good book about this kind of thing. In the field of religion, the world cries out for clergy who can teach their congregation the true science of abundant life. A person who masters the details of the science of getting rich, together with the allied sciences of being well, of being great, and of winning love, and who teach these details from the pulpit will never lack for a congregation. So he's saying when it comes to religion, no matter what sector, denomination, the world is so desperate for somebody in power in these religious circles who can teach their congregation the true science of abundance of life, who masters the science of getting rich, who masters the science of being well, the science of being great and doing well, winning in love, and who teaches from the pulpit. People will be flocked because people don't want to feel lectured to. Everybody's different, right? But the most engaging teachers are somebody who can take these concepts of what all human beings want. We all want to be happy and loved and wealthy and taken care of and having our needs met. And a lot of times that does not go with the doctrine, or it's like, oh my God, that's sinful. Like, you have to be, whole poverty is virtuous. But when there are, like, what do they call them? Prosperity preachers and stuff. I love that. Oh my God, who is it? Reverend Ike. Oh, so good. I love Joel Osteen. I love all of it. It's a positive message. It's like of hope and like you can do. And then adding the religious aspect of like not thinking that it's evil. It's like, wow, it just feels good. I think it feels good. Some people misuse it, of course. It's not everybody that does that is good. But again, we have to use our intuition and our discernment. And then again, at the end of the day, some people we're drawn to. Some people are not. Like attracts like. Maybe they're not on our floor, on our frequency, but we don't have to demonize people or make them wrong for us to be right. It's just preferences. It's like, what's your favorite color? Blue. What's your favorite color? Yellow. It's just different. It's a preference. We all have certain desires and we all have certain preferences. I'm not going to demand that my preferences be met, but I'm also not going to deny that I have these preferences. Don't demand, don't deny. Go after them. Like if I prefer flying first class, I'm going to fly first class. But if they're sold out and I have to sit and coach, I'm not going to demand that someone gets up. It's like, okay, it is what it is. I'm not like going to die and crumble if my preferences aren't met. But I'm also not going to deny what I prefer. I'm going to walk right up and sit in the front seat. I prefer air conditioning over, it's like, well, I'm picking out a car. I prefer this certain color. And it's my preference. But if it's, not there, oh well, right? I'm not going to throw a big hissy fit. All right. So it says, somebody who could talk about these things from the pulpit, they will never lack for a congregation. This is the gospel that the world needs. It will give increase of life. People will hear it gladly and will give liberal support to the person who brings it to them. What is now indeed, because really it's about hope, bringing people hope that they can be, do, and have anything they want. And whatever it is for them, it's none of our business. We're not to judge people for what they want. So he's saying this is the gospel the science of being well, the science of being rich, the science of winning in love, the science of being great. This is really what needs to be preached from the pulpits. People will hear it gladly and will give liberal support to the person who brings it to them because it's a message of hope. It's a message of desire for more life and for growth and fuller expression and comfort and just the basic, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If we're in survival or feel like we don't have enough, our needs aren't met, we're not going to be creative or much use to ourselves or anybody in this world. What is now indeed, what is now needed is a demonstration of the science of life from the pulpit. We want preachers who can not only tell us how, but who in their own persons will show us how. We need the preacher who is rich, healthy, great, and beloved to teach us how to attain these things. And when that person comes, a loyal following will transpire. This is so true. It's like, are we embodying these principles? Do people who, say that they are a certain religion, do they embody and walk the walk of whatever doctrine they, holy books that they read, the studies and the stories and all that? Like, there's a lot of people who say they're Christian, but they don't embody Christ-like attributes. Like, what would Jesus do, right? What would Christ do? Well, it ain't that. That's for sure, right? And that's okay. We're not perfect. We're working towards our highest self, our Christ self, or whatever you believe in. But yeah, if a preacher is not healthy, prosperous, and joyous and loving and kind and all that, it's like, but then he's preaching all of this, it just doesn't match. It's like the trainer who's overweight and drinking a Slurpee and smoking a cigarette outside the gym. It's like, a lot of people have the theory, but not really like the knowledge. It's not embodied. And I am the first person guilty as charged, and I hear a lot of therapists say this, and maybe you can relate in your life, even if you're not a therapist. We are really good at helping other people, giving them advice, knowing exactly what they need and can help them through it. But when it comes to us, we don't apply it to ourselves. And so that was a journey, but I can honestly say that I'm doing better at that. Like when it comes to telling my clients, you need to meditate, you need quiet time, you need to tap, you need to regulate your nervous system. I do all of that now. I did not at first. And it wasn't because like I didn't think I needed it. It was just because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I was because I didn't think I needed it, right? But the truth always comes out. Because I guess when you assume that position and when everybody goes to you for support, you really don't put yourself first, I guess, maybe. All right. So we want somebody to embody what they're preaching, basically. The same is true of the teacher who can inspire the children with the faith and purpose of the advancing life. That person will never be out of a job, and teachers who have this faith and purpose can give it to their pupils. They cannot help giving it to them if it is part of their own life and practice. This is true of the teacher, preacher, and physician. What is true of the teacher, preacher, and physician is also true of the lawyer, dentist, real estate person, insurance agent, and everybody. The combined mental and personal action I have described is infallible. It cannot fail. Every man and woman who follows these instructions steadily, perseveringly, and to the letter will get rich. The law of the increase of life is as mathematically certain in its operation as the law of gravitation. Getting rich is an exact science. The wage earner will also find this to be true. Do not feel that you have no chance to get rich because you are working where there is no visible opportunity for advancement, where wages are small and the cost of living high. Form your clear mental vision of what you want and begin to act with faith and purpose. Basically, it's, are we focused on what we want, or are we focused on what is and what we don't want? If I could sum it up in my experience, it always goes down to that. Where are we focusing our attention on? What we want or what we do not want? What we're grateful for or what we are ungrateful for? Like what we don't appreciate in life? Are we focused on what we appreciate about life and are grateful for? Or are we focused on all the things that are going wrong and things that are bothering us? Our brain, our body will naturally focus on what isn't working to try to protect us. And that's okay to notice it. It's feedback. But then switching right away to, okay, this is what I don't want. Okay, now this is what I do want. This is what I'll focus on until I get what I want. Then this will be like, oh, okay, I want something different. Okay, I don't want this anymore. Focus on what we do want. Like there's no end. It's an iterative process. We are always growing, or we are falling back and we're shrinking into lower versions of energetically and versions of ourselves. So it doesn't matter where you work. Form a clear mental vision of what you want and begin to act with faith and purpose. Do all the work you can do every day and do each piece of work in a perfectly successful manner. Put the power of success and the purpose of getting rich into everything that you do. However, do not do this merely with the idea of currying favor with your employer in the hope that your employer or those above you will see your good work and advance you. It is unlikely that they will do so. When you are merely a good worker, filling your place to the very best of your ability and satisfied with that, you are valuable to your employer. It is not in the employer's interest to promote you. You are worth more where you are. That's the truth. To secure advancement, something more is necessary than to be too large for your place. It is certain you will advance when you are too big for your place and you have a clear concept of what you want to be. When you know that you can become what you want to be and are determined to be what you want to be. Let me read that again. So to secure advancement, something more is necessary than to be too large for your place. So he says, when you are merely a good worker, filling your place to the very best of your ability, and are just satisfied with that, you're valuable. Your boss is not going to want to promote you because they like you where you're at. Why would they promote you? They want you to do what you're doing right now because you're doing it so well. But he's saying to secure advancement, something more is necessary than to be too large for your place. It is certain you will advance when you are too big for your place, and you have a clearer concept of what you want to be. When you know that you can become what you want to be and are determined to be what you want to be. So it's a knowing, it's that faith, it's that belief that, yes, I'm doing my best and I have full faith and belief that I will get to my desire, my preference, my goal, whatever you want to call it. You got to have faith and believe in yourself. Do not try to more than fill your present place with a view to pleasing your employer. Do it with the idea of advancing yourself. Hold the faith and purpose of increase during work hours, after work hours, and before work hours. Hold it in such a way that every person who comes in contact with you, whether foreman, fellow worker, or social acquaintance, will feel the power of purpose radiating from you. We love when we're around people who have a burning desire, who are on fire. They are just charismatic, maybe we call it, or they love what they do. And they just leave you with a good feeling. Like when you're on the phone with a really good service provider or like a customer support, and they're just loving their job, or a teacher. We all know those teachers who made you love history or made you love math. It's like that takes a gift. That is a gifted teacher. Or love reading. I definitely had teachers. Oh, a few really good ones. And they just make an impression on you for the rest of your life. Wow. I'm just so grateful. All right. So do not try to more than fill your present place with the view of pleasing your employer. Do it with the idea of advancing yourself. Hold the faith and purpose of increase during work hours, after and before work hours. Hold it in such a way that every person who comes in contact with you, whether foreman, fellow worker, or social acquaintance, will feel the power of purpose radiating from you. It's like when you're around someone who's in love or super excited. It's like, ooh, what got into you? Your hair looks a little different. You're glowing, right? It's like you can feel that coming off of them. But what if we could do that about where we're going? We're so excited. Like there's that Jim Rohn, like if you were going to do what I was going to do, you would be up early. If you were going where I'm going, you would be up early too. If you were going to meet who I was going to meet, you would be up early too. And it's like somebody who is like focused on where they're going and like just has this vibrance about them. They're on fire. They are alive. And we love that because most people aren't on fire. They don't have a burning desire. They're doing what they have been taught to do. And that's why it's important to understand when you're feeling disconnected, depressed, kind of like about life. It is just feedback. Don't beat yourself up. Just say, what do I want? Am I working on what I want? Or am I just settling, in whatever area, whether it's your health, your relationship, your work, your job, your home, your living situation, how you treat yourself, like how you eat in all ways. Like, are we really living? Are we living a life that we want to live? Or are we just settling? Okay, so leave everybody feeling the power of purpose radiating from you. Hold the faith and purpose so that everyone will get the sense of advancement and increase from you. People will be attracted to you. And if there is no possibility for advancement in your present job, you will very soon see an opportunity to take another job. There is a power which never fails to present opportunity to the advancing person who is moving in obedience with the law. Ooh, let's read that again. There is a power which never fails to present opportunity to the advancing person who is moving in obedience with the law. God cannot help you if you act in a certain way. He must do so in order to help himself. So God cannot help you if you act in the certain way. He must do so in order to help himself. Oh, wow. I knew that didn't seem right. God cannot help helping you if you act in a certain way. He must do so in order to help himself. So God cannot help helping you. God cannot help but help you when you act in a certain way. He must do so in order to help himself. That reminds me of Bob Proctor always used to say, God will do nothing for you, but he will do anything through you. He will do anything through you. You have to be the one to move the feet. And that's where we find ourselves. I certainly did. I was like, God, win, God, win. And it's just like, he's like, girl, win, right? When are you going to take the action and the inspired action and all the things that I know they're going to make you feel uncomfortable, girlfriend, but that's what you got to do. I can't do it for you. You got to do it yourself. We have free will. And it's, not so much, sometimes it's suffering, sometimes it's pain, but mostly it's just discomfort. And depending on the level of discomfort, it can be very painful. I certainly experienced that, but mostly it was just, I hate being uncomfortable. We want to be in our comfort zone. We don't want to be, we always say, get out of your comfort zone. It's like, what we're really saying is get into your discomfort zone. Nobody wants that. They like cute quotes. I love cute quotes. Get out of your comfort zone. What we're really saying is get very uncomfortable. Do things you don't want to do. We love comfort. It's like, I always use the example of like jumping in a cold pool. I hated cold water. I hate getting out of the bath. I remember when I was little, like I hated getting out of the bath. It was like I was in this warm bath and I had to get out and stand in the cold air. And of course, I was given a towel, but like it was the worst transition. Ugh. All right. So God cannot help helping you if you act in a certain way. There is nothing in your circumstance or in the industrial situation that can keep you down. If you cannot get rich working for a conglomerate, you can get rich on a 10-acre farm. And if you begin to move in a certain way, you will certainly escape from the clutches of the conglomerates and get on to the farm or wherever else you wish to be. If a few thousand of its employees would enter upon the certain way, a company would soon be in a bad plight. It would have to give its workers more opportunity or go out of business. Nobody has to work for inadequate pay. The company can keep people in so-called hopeless conditions only so long as there are those who are too ignorant to know of the science of getting rich or too intellectually slothful to practice it. Let's just finish this. Oh my God, we did a whole chapter in the day. We're doing chapter 15 in one shot, y'all. Did you hear that? If a few thousand of its employees would enter upon the certain way, a company would soon be in a bad plight. It would have to give its workers more opportunity or go out of business. Nobody has to work for an adequate pay. The company can keep people in so-called hopeless conditions only so long as there are those who are too ignorant to know of the science of getting rich or too intellectually slothful to practice it. Begin this way of thinking and acting, and your faith and purpose will allow you to quickly see any opportunity to better your condition. So, wherever you find yourself right now, I don't care what situation you're in, if you know you're meant for more, if you know in your heart of hearts that you can be more, do more, have more, express more, start to ask yourself, what is it that I want? Get very clear. That is step one. Get crystal clear on what you want. Write it down. Go for a walk. Make a list. Call a friend. Do a little mastermind. And notice any guilt or shame that comes up, or any doubt or fear, or worry or discomfort. Well, if I truly want to be free, that means that I'm going to have to end the relationship. I'm going to have to move away from everything I know and love. I'm going to have to maybe live in a place that I don't want to. You know, this reminds me of my friend Aziza. Shout out to my friend Aziza. We worked together at a restaurant in Beverly Hills, and I remember, oh, I could still see us standing at the host stand. And she wanted to be, or she is the next Gayle King, let me just tell you that. She's in like a journalism, right? A journalist, news reporter, right? That's she started out. And I think she was someone's assistant. And I don't know what her plan was anyway. She went all in. She's like, she got a job in Arizona, like in Phoenix. And I remember she packed her U-Haul and she just drove off to Phoenix. Like she did not want to live in Arizona. I don't think so. But it was just the story of like she knew where she had to go temporarily to get the experience and take the job where she could get it as a rookie, as a newbie, and then work her way up. And sure enough, I think she ended up moving to getting jobs in Baltimore and then went to New York, and I don't know where she's at now. Philadelphia, I think she is. But she is just doing amazing things, and my God, she's just such an inspiration. But she did what she had to do before she could do what she wanted to do. She was clear on what she wanted, and she knew that if she was going to go for this, she was going to have to take jobs and maybe live in cities that she did not see herself or want to. But if we can temporarily get uncomfortable, like I'm going to write a book on this. There has been so many things that I've done in my life, and I'm still doing, that the old Carla would have been like, oh, hell no. But I had to kill off old versions and get uncomfortable, max out the credit card, put myself in situations that scared the crap out of me, moving, putting stuff in storage, giving up my favorite place that I live for years, being not knowing when things are going to settle down or whatever. When you are growing in a business and you're starting to do things, it takes time, but I have a vision. I know where I'm going. And now that I'm further along, because this started in 2020, it's 2025 now. I'm at a place, and I share this all the time. I am so grateful for feeling comfortable in my own skin, for sharing my own truth. And it's a lot of things to this material, particularly Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil, The Science of Personal Achievement, not caring what anybody thinks. That's why I love his philosophy of success. At first, it didn't jive with me. I was so antiquated. And again, I was mentored by Bob Proctor, and he read that book every day, and I just didn't get it because he was such a spiritual, just guru. And I was like, what does he see in this? But now I get it. They are basic principles of success, just like this, just like this. They are basic principles of goal achievement, of living the life that you want, growing, getting more confident, being a good person, positive mental attitude. It's like the golden rule. I mean, he had a magazine called The Golden Rule. They're just basic principles, but I think basic is boring to a lot of people, myself included. But now I love basic because now I know. The more frilly it is, it's like, it's just illusion. It's like distraction. And some people need more stimulation, but it's just like, give me, after I got sober, now I'm just like, give me the basic shit. Like, I'm not fucking around anymore. Give me the core, and then we can do whatever we want with it, right? And even though I teach the principles, like the 13 Steps to Riches from that book, I do it in a different way, in my own way. I Carlify it, so to speak. That's the privilege of being a coach for the Napoleon Hill Institute. I can take these timeless principles, this wisdom, and teach it in a way that I understand and give my own voice. That's what Bob Proctor did. That was everything he taught was based in the Think and Grow Rich. And I loved everything he taught. And so I got it. Finally, it snapped. It clicked. It's very simple, but it's not easy. It's having that, it's discipline. And I love thinking of being disciplined it's an act of self-love. And we teach it's our very first lesson in this program. And I spoke a little bit about, I'm doing a 16-week program and I'm going over all of those success principles. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. It's called Safe to Be Seen. If you're ready to step into the higher version of yourself, if you are somebody with a message, whether you're an author, a speaker, a coach, a therapist, a consultant, or you just want to be more comfortable in your skin, showing up, speaking up, getting over the fear of what other people think, this you would be very interested in. So all of the information is below. But the very first lesson is on self-discipline. And it's an act of self-love. Because if we're not disciplined, we are not being a good disciple to our life's purpose. To give yourself a command and follow it, you cannot have freedom without discipline. And discipline has a bad rap most of the time. It feels very constricting, limiting, but it's the structure. It's the masculine that holds the flow, that holds the improv. If we just want to be free, we have to have a container to be free within. It's both. I was just listening to a podcast and I love all the stuff. And of course, I notice when I get triggered and why is it triggering me? What is it about this message that's triggering me? And I have done so much research and study on the whole like masculine, feminine, and it's at the end of the day, it's an individual's journey to understand what it means for them, right? And some teachings you will resonate with more, but I just remember it never sat right with me when, of course, we're more trained, especially women, to be more masculine. Fair enough. Get it. Holler, waving the flag, guilty as charged. And you come to a point where you need to integrate and understand, hey, there's another side of this coin. It's both. It's both masculine and feminine. It's not either or. And I think it goes into black and white thinking of, especially if you're a woman, that's not what people are saying, but like lean into your feminine, divine feminine, sacred feminine, all this kind of stuff. We have both in us. And it's about understanding and having a good relationship with both. Because think about that mind model. Like our conscious thinking mind is the masculine. It's the objective mind. And then the subconscious mind is the feminine. It's the subjective mind. It's action, rest, giving, receiving. It's seed, soil. We have both. And then, I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about like, just breathe in and hold your breath. And then breathe out and just keep it empty. Which one of those feels masculine? And then they went on to say, and I got the analogy, when you breathe in and you hold it, it's like you're, preparing it's very masculine. And the relaxing is just the feminine receiving. And I actually paused it because I was doing stuff. So I don't know where she was going with it, but I thought, I hope she's not saying that one is more important than another, because that is a perfect example of how silly it is we all get caught up in the masculine and the feminine, as if one is more important than another. It is just like breathing. It's like saying breathing out is more important than breathing in. It's like you can't do one without the other. It's like it takes both, but it is not easy, especially for our black and white brains. that are complete addicts. They are. I don't care if you're a physical addict, we are all addicted to this chemical control of black and white thinking, period. We live in a world of duality. It is how we operate. To stay in the gray area, people say, oh, it's gray area. We don't stay in gray area, but it's our job to get there, understanding both sides, the nuance. But that is not easy. Look at the world. Who can carry on a conversation and hear somebody else without being triggered or arguing with them? To be able to hold space for something that you absolutely do. Like if you're having a conversation with somebody, like, do you get triggered? Do you get turned off? Do you not listen to certain podcasts? You don't have to, by the way. But what I'm saying is to be able to accept it all and have boundaries. Like everybody is right in their world. Everybody's right. And there's no right way to do it. And I think that was the biggest issue for me. And I had therapists point this out. And it's just so liberating once I got this. There is no right way. Period. There's no right way. But we are all of us, you listening, we all think there is. And we want to find it. And we think we do at times, and we feel safe. And that's okay. That's what we have to tell ourselves. But there is no right way. There is a way we prefer and a way we resonate with. And if it is more masculine for you, don't judge another woman because it's not, it's like, if it's working for you, it's working for you. Yeah. And it's just, this is what I find. It's such a personal journey. And that's why I don't really, not that I don't have a lot of friends, I have acquaintances, but like, I really do not have a lot of people in my life, like my family, my sisters, my parents. Like, I don't, not that I don't trust groups, but I felt this way even growing up in like church. Like, it's no one's business how I pray. It's a very personal journey, like what I believe. And I just live it and I'm an embodiment of it. And that's how you see it. I don't need to tell you. It's not your responsibility or for me to explain it to you. If you ask, we can have a conversation. But I just don't like the groups. It's just, I don't know. I just don't think that it is. I think it's important in certain journeys to hear what other people think, but I think it quickly gets into arguing of who's right. And the truth is, everyone is. But some people think that they're right. And some people think that that person is right and that that's the way. But we all have to come to our own philosophy and our own truth of what is right for us. And that's our job. But we would much rather listen to someone else. It's the truth. I sure would. I just want someone to tell me how to do everything, please. Just be my guru, be my master, and thank you, bye. And it's good to have teachers. It's good to have all of this. But at the end of the day, it's our job to think for ourselves, to think, practice accurate thinking, discern, use our reasoning faculty. So anyways, wow, I went far off on that, but the whole masculine, feminine, both are important. And I just like everything, right? There is a lot of beliefs around it, right? That's fantastic. But it's just, I think it's silly to be team one way or another or think that people are doing it wrong. It's like, we're all in different stages and it's the same coin, two sides. They're both there, but to deny one or to demonize one or reject one, it's like, how can we balance those energies that are in all of us in a way that works for us? And it might look different for the way it works in other people, So, yeah, I don't even remember where I left off. Okay. So, oh yeah, it says, a job, if everybody started to do their best, the companies would have to either pay them more or they would go out of business. People don't have to put up with hopeless conditions. Either they are too ignorant of the science of getting rich or they're too intellectually slothful to practice and be disciplined, to be honest. Begin this way of thinking and acting, and your faith and purpose will allow you to quickly see an opportunity to better your condition. Such opportunities will speedily come because the supreme power, working in everything and working for you, will bring opportunities to you. Do not wait for an opportunity to be all that you want to be. Did you hear that? Do not wait for an opportunity to be all that you want to be. When an opportunity to be more than you are now is presented and you feel impelled toward it, take it. Right here, right now. What do you want to do? What are you being pulled towards? What excites you? And don't think that you have to be ready or get more information. If it's something you want to do and do it, even if it's scary, even if it costs money, do it, buy it, do it, invest in it. And if it's the wrong decision, make a new decision or bite the bullet. Like how many times, oh Lord, I can't even, actually only a few times have I like invested in something and it like, I said, okay, well, what did I learn? Right? I learned a big lesson. So you never lose. You can't F it up. But you can if you don't ever make any decisions. But you really can't F it up. Like it's just learning. It's learning. And there is no right. It's just learning. You never lose. You just learn. We can feel disappointed and we can feel regretful and, make unelegant choices, but we can always make new ones. Nothing's permanent. And so that's what he's saying. Do not wait for an opportunity to be all that you want. When an opportunity is more, and when an opportunity to be more, to grow into another version is calling to you, is presented to you, you feel impelled towards it. Take it, do it. It will be the first step toward a greater opportunity. There is no such thing possible in the universe as a lack of opportunities for a person who is living the advanced life. So put yourself in a situation, AKA putting yourself out there and being vulnerable in whatever way that works for you. It doesn't have to be a big stage. But be your best. And that's when opportunities will come to you. If there is no opportunities coming your way, it's because people don't know about you. Take that as it resonates. Like you might have to do more in your given, like whatever opportunities you want. Like say, there's a singer and they want singing opportunities and they want to be signed and they want agents. It's like, what do you got to do to be known? Get on social media, sing in the hallways, sing at parties for free, go on the street, like go all out if that's what you truly want. Pay for those studio sessions, put out your demos, make the connections, send the emails, get the doors slammed in your face, whatever it takes. So don't wait. There is no such thing possible in the universe as a lack of opportunities for a person who is living the advanced life. It is inherent in the constitution of the cosmos that all things shall be for your advancing and work together for your good. Ooh, I love that. It is inherent in the constitution of the cosmos, the cosmic constitution of rights, that all things shall be for your advancing and work together for your good. And you must certainly get rich if you act and think in the certain way. So let wage-earning men and women study this book with great care and enter with confidence upon the course of action I prescribe. You will succeed. You will get rich. The Advancing Person, Chapter 15 of A Science of Getting Rich, The Science of Getting Rich. Wow, we did a whole chapter. It's probably been a lot. I don't even know. It's 8 o'clock. Is it Sunday? So we will, I think, chapter 16 is some cautions and concluding observations. That's chapter 16. And then chapter 17 is a summary of the science of getting rich. And we are going to be done. All right. Again, all of the previous readings, if you missed any, are in the playlists. I have a lot of new offerings. I have my vibration and frequency masterclass. It is now available with a coupon code for the month of July. It's in all of the, I will put it in the links. Actually, it's on my Linktree link that's in these videos, so you'll be able to find it there. So enjoy that. I'm super excited about it. And then I'm starting the Safe to Be Seen 16-week experience for people who want to get rid of doubt. You want to be clear, you want to have clarity, you want to have confidence, and you want to have conviction in your message. You really want to live free completely. So it'll be 4 months from August, I think, till December. So really ending this year strong. It's an active course, and then you will start 2026 strong. All right. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm actually going to take a little break, and then I'm going to come back and do my Course in Miracles. Okay. All right. I'll see you soon.